I liked it too.
So you were in it, you had to like it.
Not really. There's, well, a lot of times you find yourself in a situation where, whoa, how'd I get here?
Alright, sir, everybody has something that they wish they could change in their past. If you could go back and change anything in your career, what would it be and why?
I think the only thing I would change is that I would have started younger. I started like in college. I wish I would have started in the 5th grade, 6th grade, 10th grade, to become a storyteller. Like you guys are way ahead of me, way ahead. I wasn't thinking about writing, I wasn't thinking about directing, I wasn't thinking about acting, I wasn't thinking about, working in the film industry when I was in your grade in high school. I didn't start to think about that until I was out of college. I was thinking about storytelling in respects of singing songs, so I was a songwriter. And, and then I took theater to help me perform as a performer and singing my songs, dramatize them. And then pretty soon I found that, music and movement and theater, drama and comedy were incredible. And you put it all together and you really start to live in a world of storytelling that's amazing. And so, that's what it took. I did not understand myself as a filmmaker like you guys do already. I am so envious, and that's why I did what I did with the kids. And we've actually untapped it. The Cinema Youth Program is actually untapping an extraordinary amount of understanding of their lives. You get kids that don't speak English well, that are in the 4th grade, and that they don't read that well yet, and they don't write that well because they don't have, they're intimidated, or they're shy, or they're thinking about all the stuff that's going on in their lives. And all of a sudden, you introduce them to filmmaking, and all of a sudden they're thinking about ideas, they're collaborating, they're communicating, their creative process has started, critical thinking has started, and their ability to really communicate with one another grows. And pretty soon you get the kids that couldn't read and write well, they're finished the 4th grade, reading and writing up to the 4th grade level. Do you know what that means? That's like essence of life. If you come out of the 3rd grade and you're not reading up to 3rd grade level when you leave the 3rd grade, your educational career is almost over. You'll get to the 4th grade and you won't be reading it that well. You'll be feeling a little bit intimidated about reading out loud, about, you don't understand a lot of it. 5th grade, it'll even get harder. 6th grade, forget it. By the time you're in the 9th or 10th grade, all you can hope is that you can get out of school and go to work. And that's why so many people drop out. If they really had a desire to learn, and that's what we've done with this program, and what your program has done, you guys have a desire to continue. Everybody's sitting in this room. And if you don't, if you're kind of confused, that's okay too. I mean, you guys are young and you guys are looking for yourselves. All I say to you is you can use these moments in time to augment yourself as human beings. It doesn't have to mean you're going to be a great filmmaker. You can use this later. Well, who knows what you're going to use it for? But what you can use is the discipline to become the best that you can be right now and do what you're doing. And that's the best. As a person, you're a writer, right?
I'm an editor.
Editor, ooh. You're the storyteller.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all the pieces and you put them all together. And you tell the story. Editing is like, ooh, I love editing. To me, post-production is the most extraordinary time of filmmaking.
But it's also the hardest.
It is hard, very hard, because the responsibility stops with you. You're the person who puts to the blink. You and the director are sitting there, and you're sitting there, well, no, cut it right. Oh, yeah, that's it, yes, perfect. And then you see it connected, and bingo, it works. But you need the pieces. That's why you need a director. You need the writer. And you have to realize that the writer is the most important aspect of the whole film process. Well, the guys sitting down here that are writers are the ones that you have to be in love with. Say, man, I love your writing, man. Let's make your movie. I'm the best editor. I'll make your story come to life. And I'm the best DP, and I'll make sure that it's filmed really well. And I'm the best director. And I can produce it. I'll make sure you have all the money you need. Good luck.
Right, sir, is it true that you're right now working with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I was there for 5 episodes.
All right.
And then they blew me up. They turned me into stone and then they blew me up. I was entirely too heavy for them. I was a threat to Colson. Because I was the real S.H.I.E.L.D. Colson isn't.
Okay, so this is a real tough question.
All right.
Team Captain America or Team Iron Man?
What was that again? I couldn't understand you.
Team Captain America or Team Iron Man?
Oh, God almighty. Actually, I like all of the above. I love Marvel, I love DC, I love comic books, I love the understanding of where they go and what they do. I just finished seeing Superman, versus Batman.
Wow.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I saw it.
Did you like it?
Yeah. Well, I liked it, but it had some stuff to it.
What was wrong with the editing?
Well, all I can say is it was a bit too long, and I know the characters weren't developed enough.
Okay, that's good. Good critique, man. Good.
Here's our closing act. Raymond.
Good afternoon, Mr. James Olmos. I'm a big fan of your movie Stand and Deliver.
Thank you so much.
And I would like to ask you, is it more difficult playing a real person as you did in Stand and Deliver and
No, it's a different experience though. The responsibility of working, especially with someone like Jaime Escalante, was amazing. I studied him for over a year. I was with him every day, just looking at him do his thing, studied a lot of work that he was into, and we photographed him like crazy. And I think that the films that we're taking on him, study his behavior, to get the way he moved and the way he looked. So that was a really important piece of art that I had to really understand for what it was. We caught lightning in a bottle with that movie. And that's very hard to do. I've seen it a couple of times. Gandhi, was another movie that caught lightning in a bottle. They really caught that guy. And, I liked Redmond's performance of Steve Hawkins. He did a brilliant job too. And all I can say is that it was really a privilege to perform in that story. What an extraordinarily simple story that just blew me right out of the water. I was with him when they got the accolade. Him and I, the NAACP, the national convention meeting, they gave me a humanitarian award, and they gave him the Teacher of the Year award on the same day. So that's how I met him. And this was back about 3 months after the kids in May. So this was about June, July, when they gave us this award. And about 2 weeks after they gave us that award, they proclaimed that the kids had cheated. And that they got more publicity than they got when they succeeded in doing what they did. They got more publicity that they cheated. And man, I just felt so bad. I said, oh my God, how could this be happening? Because I knew that they had cheated. I mean, this guy was such an honest, great human being. And they're blaming him, and I said, oh my God. And so he had 1 day to prepare them that take, how many of you take calculus? Raise your hand. Any of you take your AP courses? Okay.
Almost all of them. Yeah.
Okay. Did any of you take AP calculus? Oh, how'd you do? Oh, you haven't taken the test yet. It comes in May.
Oh, I took it 2 years ago.
Oh, good. Did you pass it? I love you, man. You're the reason I have hope, dude.
Sure.
What
Thank
did you get? A 3, 4, a 5? What did you get?
I got 3.
That's my man right there. Most of the people, less than 3% of all the people that can take that exam, take it, and only 3% of that 3% pass it. It's a very difficult examination, and you know it. But can you imagine the day you took that examination, you prepared yourself, you took it, and then 3.5 months later they tell you you're a cheater and you have to take another test tomorrow? Think about it. You'd say, it's impossible, man. I prepared for years to take that examination. And now you're telling me that I cheated and that I have to take a harder exam? And I only have 24 hours to prepare to go up in front of you guys to get tested again? That's what they did to those kids. That's why the movie it brings you to tears, man. I gotta tell you. He did it. He took them through it from page 1. You remember the scene when they walk in the classroom? He goes, okay, we're going to do this. He goes, how are we going to do this? He goes, open the book. He goes, what page? He goes, page 1. Yeah. And everybody goes, oh, God. Because they knew they were going to have to go through the whole book in a matter of hours. It was crazy. It was crazy. And they did it. They all passed. They all made it. And they were all Latinos. Yeah! Congratulations to all of you.
Sir, one of the kids asked you what your inspiration was, and I have every faith that in future years, when they're asked that question, you will be the answer to many of them.
Oh, God. Bless your heart. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you so much.
Say hello to Bettina.
I will, man.
See you this summer. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Amigos,